They arrested 50 people and put them all in jail, but the people already in prison demanded to be seen by Dark Eagle, Wanyenyekevu. This is Daniel over. Daniel and Alicia tried to organize the jail while the people continued to shout. They wanted justice. Go ahead, Daniel, said Wanyenyekevu. We need Dark Eagle down here. Many are saying that Weeping Crane jailed them, and they are locked up in here with him. Dark Eagle overheard the conversation. Do you mind handling that? I must rush off to my house to get some paperwork and get organized. There is so much work to do. Wanyenyekevu said, sure. He jumped on his sky craft and headed to the jail. It was dark outside, and Wanyenyekevu saw men gather outside in a fence to his left and right as he walked down a corridor leading to the jail's entrance. Opening the gates, he saw a room filled with people chained to benches as some of the locals assisted Daniel and Alicia. Looking around and opening the doors to the entrance to the jail cells, Wanyenyekevu asked, why does that light, down the hall, shine so bright? One of Dark Eagle's men looked strangely. There are no lights back there. Wanyenyekevu walked down the hall and saw the men in their cells. He overheard a man reading as he approached the light. Dear Harriet, I am glad to know that the story of your eventful life has been written by a kind lady and that the same is soon to be published. You ask for what you do not need when you call upon me for a word of commendation. I need such words from you far more than you can need them from me. Wanyenyekevu stood there and let the man continue. There was something different about him, but Wanyenyekevu listened as the man continued to read. The midnight sky and the silent stars have been the witnesses of your devotion to freedom and of your heroism. Excepting John Brown of sacred memory, I know of no one who has willingly encountered more perils and hardships to serve our enslaved people than you have. Much that you have done would seem improbable to those who do not know you as I know you. Wanyenyekevu said, that's the letter that Frederick Douglass wrote to Harriet Tubman. The man closed the book. Yes, it is. Wanyenyekevu said, who are you, and what's up with you shining like a light? Oh, you see it, my name is Friedrich. It's an Afrikaans name from the old German Frederick, which means peaceful ruler. It is pronounced Frederich, and I'm from Azania, what used to be called South Africa. By the way, I have heard many pretty speeches before, beautiful words with lies and deceit mixed into them, but the words you uttered today had power. Even from here, it was backed by Sharon af Elohim. It means. Wanyenyekevu interrupted, fire of God. Wanyenyekevu was impressed with the man's demeanor, tone, and attitude. Friedrich said, handle your business, and let's talk later. Wanyenyekevu said, no, let me get you out of here. Grabbing the man's hand, Wanyenyekevu felt a burst of energy. Watch yourself. Friedrich said, I am filled with the Shekinah glory, but it's just a speck of a speck, for no man can contain the power of Sabaoth. It would consume me if I weren't enlightened, and I would have died the second it engulfed me. Wanyenyekevu smiles, that's why you're glowing like a lighthouse. He turns to the guard, let this man out, feed him, and make him comfortable. Wanyenyekevu then touched and talked to the old prisoners and released all but 2, making room for the new ones. Later that night, he met with Friedrich as he walked in. Friedrich said, I am told by one of your warriors that you're an avid follower of history. Ever heard of Henry H. Goddard? Wanyenyekevu said, Henry H. Goddard? Smiling, Friedrich said. Yes, he started the Inhumane Psychology Research Laboratory, where Nazi-style experiments were carried out on innocent children in Vineland, New Jersey. It created the IQ test and other idiotic ideas that held many of Sabaoth's people back with his practices, just like Jim Crow and many more who were not of our race. We accomplished much, but got rewarded for none of it, like Solomon Linda, who wrote that song, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, that made millions. Yet, he nor his family got anything. The abuse, like the lynching of Mary Turner and her baby, or what about Ella Baker, the godmother of the civil rights movement, or Viola Desmond, a successful black businesswoman and entrepreneur who challenged segregation in a place that was once named Nova Scotia. She was the first black person and first non-royal woman on a Canadian banknote, or what about Natchez, Mississippi's Devil's Punch Bowl? Obey walked by. Excuse me, is your name Friedrich of South Africa? Friedrich smiled, Why yes, I had a bounty for you, but his was much larger, so I came after him first. Friedrich shook his head. Good thing you did, now we all are here except one. Obe smiled, as he would say, Sabaoth is able. Wanyenyekevu said, indeed.